Hey everyone, welcome back to our English Slow podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Tom. It's great to have you all here again. Today, we're going to talk about something that everyone can relate to, how we spend our free time, and what our weekends usually look like.
Yeah, weekends are like a small vacation every week. They give us time to rest, recharge our batteries, and do things we actually enjoy.
Totally. During the week, life can get so busy. We wake up early, go to work or study, and by the time we get home, we're too tired to do anything fun.
Exactly. That's why weekends feel so special. They're like a reward for surviving the week. So, Tom, what do you usually do when you finally have some free time?
Good question. I guess it depends on my mood. Sometimes I just want to chill out and do nothing. I might lie on the couch, scroll through social media, or catch up on some shows I've missed.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Sometimes doing nothing is the best plan.
True, but I also like to keep myself busy. I try to pick up new hobbies every now and then, like cooking, photography, or even learning guitar.
Oh, that's cool. How's your guitar practice going?
Slowly. I keep saying I'll practice every day, but I usually end up playing once a week. Still, it's relaxing.
I totally get that. I also try to set aside time for hobbies, but it's not easy to stick to a routine.
How about you, Sarah? What do you like to do when you're off work?
Well, I'm kind of a homebody. I like to stay in, cook something nice, and maybe binge watch a series on Netflix. But sometimes I also like to go out for a walk or meet friends for coffee.
Sounds like a good balance. Do you usually cook for yourself or for others?
Mostly for myself. But sometimes I invite a couple of friends over and we cook together. It's fun. And we always end up laughing a lot.
I love that. Cooking together is such a nice way to catch up and spend time with people.
Yeah, it's not just about the food, it's about the company.
So true. I remember last weekend, I had a small dinner with my friends. We cooked pasta, played some music, and just hung out all evening. It was so nice.
That sounds perfect. What kind of pasta did you make?
Just a simple tomato one. But when the vibe is good, even simple food tastes better.
Absolutely. Speaking of weekends, what's your Saturday morning like?
I usually wake up around 8, even if I don't have to. I like to start the day early. First thing I do is make myself a cup of coffee. Then I go for a jog in the park nearby.
Oh, that's healthy. I wish I could do that, but I usually sleep in. I wake up around 9 or 10. I like to take my time in the morning.
That's fair. Everyone has their own rhythm. What do you usually do after breakfast?
I like to tidy up a bit. Do the dishes, make my bed, and wipe down the kitchen. It makes me feel organized and ready for the weekend.
That's a good habit. I should start doing that too. My apartment usually looks like a mess after a busy week.
Mine too. But I try not to let it get too bad. If I clean up a little every day, it's easier.
True. And after that, do you usually go out?
Sometimes. If the weather's nice, I like to go for a walk downtown, maybe browse around in some shops, or grab a coffee to go.
I love that. There's something so relaxing about walking around without any real plan.
Exactly. You can just go with the flow, enjoy the weather, and maybe bump into someone you know.
What about Saturday afternoons?
Well, I usually run some errands like do the grocery shopping or pick up things I need for the week. After that, I might meet a friend or just relax at home.
Sounds productive. I usually do the laundry and maybe catch up on emails or messages I've missed during the week. Then in the evening, I like to cook something nice.
Same here. Saturday evenings are for comfort food. Sometimes I order in, but I prefer cooking.
Yeah, I try not to eat out too often. It's more satisfying to cook your own meal.
What kind of food do you usually make?
I love making homemade pizza. It's easy, and you can add whatever toppings you want. Plus, it smells amazing.
Oh, I love that too. I sometimes make pasta from scratch, though it's a bit of a project.
Wow, that sounds impressive. I've never done that. Maybe you can teach me someday.
Sure, why not? We could even record it for a Cooking in English episode.
That would be fun. So, what about Sunday? How does that look for you?
Sundays are slower. I like to sleep in, then have brunch instead of breakfast. I usually make pancakes or toast with eggs.
That sounds delicious. I usually go out for brunch with friends. We have a favorite cafe that we go back to almost every week.
Nice. What do you usually order?
Usually an omelet and coffee, but it's more about the company and the conversation. We talk about everything: work, travel, funny things from the week.
That's one of the best things about weekends. You have time to actually talk to people instead of just texting.
Yeah, that's true. And after brunch, I often take a walk in the park or sit by the river if it's sunny.
I love that too. Sometimes I bring a book and read for a while. It's peaceful.
Do you read fiction or nonfiction?
Mostly fiction. I like stories that take me away from real life for a bit.
That's nice. I mostly listen to audiobooks or podcasts when I walk. It helps me clear my head and get inspired.
Oh, that's a great idea. I might try that next weekend.
So, what about Sunday evenings? How do you usually wrap up the weekend?
I usually prepare for Monday. I write down my to-do list, plan out my schedule, and lay out my clothes for work.
Wow, that's organized.
Yeah, I try to get everything ready so I don't rush around on Monday morning.
I should learn from you. I usually put it off until the last minute.
I used to be like that, but I realized that a calm Sunday night means a better Monday.
That makes sense. I usually just take a shower, make some tea, and wind down with a show or a book.
Same. Sometimes I even light a candle and just sit quietly. It helps me switch off from the busy week.
Yeah, that's important. I think people often forget to slow down.
You know, it's interesting. Everyone has different ways of spending free time, but the goal is the same, to feel relaxed and happy.
Exactly. Some people like to go out and socialize. Others prefer to stay home and recharge. There's no right or wrong way.
True. For me, balance is key. I need some quiet time, but I also love meeting people and doing something fun.
Same here. If I spend the whole weekend doing nothing, I get bored. But if I'm too busy, I feel exhausted. So it's all about finding that middle ground.
That's so true. So, if you could add one new thing to your weekend routine, what would it be?
Maybe I'd like to travel more, take short weekend trips, explore nearby cities, or go hiking.
That sounds amazing. I'd love to spend more time outdoors too. Maybe go cycling or have picnics with friends.
Those are great ideas. Sometimes we forget how many small things can make our free time more meaningful.
Exactly. Even just calling a friend, visiting your family, or watching the sunset can make your weekend special.
So true. It's all about appreciating the little moments.
So, to all our listeners, how about you? How do you usually spend your weekends? Do you prefer staying home or going out?
You can think about it while listening and maybe write down some of your favorite weekend activities in English.
That's a great way to practice. Try to use some of the collocations and phrasal verbs we mentioned today.
Well, that's all for today's episode of the English Slow podcast.
We hope you enjoyed it and learned some new expressions for talking about your free time.
Remember, learning English doesn't have to be difficult. Just keep it up, little by little.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
And don't forget, enjoy your weekend.
Bye for now.